Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to automate blog generation using Perplexity AI. So do you also want to generate content within seconds? Then this video is definitely for you. So here I want the same. So I'm running a digital marketing agency, and for that we generate content for our clients regularly. So to streamline this process, what I want is that as soon as I add a new content request in my Google Sheets, automatically with the help of the same details, a content should be generated with the help of Perplexity AI, and that content should be added to my Google Sheets again so that my team can review and finalize it. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between Google Sheets and Perplexity AI. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen.
Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to understand how to automate blog generation using Perplexity AI. So as you know that I run content marketing agency, and to streamline blog generation for my clients, I want to set up this automation using Perplexity AI and Google Sheets. So what I want is that as soon as I add the details right over here in my spreadsheet, like client name, client email, company name, target audience, content type, and the title, automatically with the help of Perplexity AI, the content should be generated and that content should be added right over here so that my team can review it and then we can finalize it and publish it. So to do all of this, I have simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I am an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account. And as soon as we are going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations. And over here you can see all the folders which I've created in my dashboard. So if you wish to learn how to create a new folder or a subfolder, you can visit on this link right over here which says learn more. And now it is asking me the workflow name. So I'm going to name my workflow as how to automate blog generation using Perplexity AI, and then we are going to click on create. And as soon as we are going to click on create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. And to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So what I want is that as soon as I add the details right over here in my Google Sheets, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for Google Sheets right over here as my trigger application. So I'm going to search for Google Sheets, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And as soon as we are going to do so, it is asking me for the trigger event. So trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So I want that as soon as a new row is updated or added in my spreadsheet, automatically my workflow should start. And as soon as we are going to select the trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets account and our Pabbly's workflow. So what we are going to do is first we are going to copy this webhook URL and then we are going to follow this help text. So it is saying log into your Google Sheets account. So I'm going to open my spreadsheet, and as you can see that this is the Google Sheet I want to create this automation for. And after opening this, we have to go on extensions right from here and then add-ons, and then we have to go and get add-ons. And as soon as we are going to go and get add-ons, we are going to add an extension right over here. So I'm going to search for that extension which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So I'm going to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And over here you can see that I've already installed this extension. So if you haven't installed this extension, you're going to get the option of install right over here. And as soon as you're going to install this, we're going to refresh this spreadsheet first. And after refreshing this, again we are going to go on extensions right from here and then Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And after opening this, we have to go on this initial setup. And as soon as we are going to go on the initial setup, over here it is asking me for the webhook URL, trigger column, and the sheet. So I've selected the sheet which is sheet 1 because I have only a single sheet in my spreadsheet, and now it is asking me for the webhook URL. So we're going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow. And now it is asking me for the trigger column, and in the help text it is saying the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added. So over here for me it is F, so I'm going to enter F right over here, and then we are going to click on submit. And as soon as we are going to click on submit, it is saying setup configured successfully. So now I'm going to click on send test right over here to send the test data to my workflow. And as soon as we are going to click on send test, yes, you can see that these details, which is these details, demo user and all another details, have been sent to my workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured these details or not. But first, I'll just let you know that you have to go on extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and you have to switch on this button which is send on event. So it is a really important step to switch on this button, because now as soon as I'm going to add another details right over here, automatically my details would be sent to my workflow so that we can run this in real time. So now I'm going to open my workflow right from here, and as you can see that yes, we have received response A, and over here you can see all the details. You can see the trigger column, you can see the title which we entered in our spreadsheet, you can see the target audience, you can see the spreadsheet name, you can see the sheet name, you can see the content type, row index, you can see the company name, client name and client email. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and we have successfully got the details from our Google Sheets to our workflow. And now using these details only, I'm going to generate a blog. So for that, I'm going to select my action application as Perplexity AI. So I'm going to search for it right over here. And as you can see, Perplexity AI. So I'm going to select it right over here. And as soon as we are going to select it, it is asking me for the action event. So I'm going to select the action event as create chat completion. And then we are going to click on connect. And as soon as we are going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Perplexity AI account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. But over here in the help text, it is saying log into your account and navigate to the settings icon. Click on the API section available and generate the API key under the API key tabs. Copy and paste the API key over here. So it is saying go on this API section. So as you can see that there's a hyperlink right over here of API. So I'm going to click on this hyperlink, and as soon as we are going to click on this hyperlink, yes, you can see directly it has redirected me to my API keys. I don't have to follow these steps again and again to get over here. It has opened this directly. So yes, this was really easy because I've already logged in my Perplexity account. So it is really advised to log in your applications before starting with the automation. And over here you can see the API key. So I'm going to copy this API key, and then we are going to paste it right over here in the token. So I'm going to paste the key right over here, and then we are going to click on save. And as soon as we are going to click on save, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our Perplexity AI account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the model. So I'm going to select the model as this right over here. You can select any one of your wish. And after selecting the model, it is asking me for the role. So I'm going to select the role as user. And now it is asking me for the content user. So over here, basically we have to enter the prompt which we want to give to the AI. So I want the prompt to be write a dash on. So over here, I'm going to enter blog or article. For that, I'm going to map this. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So let's suppose that over here for the client demo user, the content type is blog. But let's suppose that some another client says the content type should be article. So that's why I want this field to be dynamic one. So what I want is that over here I'm going to map blog. It is saying write a blog on. So over here, let's suppose that I'm going to enter blog right over here manually. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I have entered it manually. But if we are going to map this from the previous response, suppose you can see the content type. So we are going to map this. Then this will definitely change with every new response received because this is a static information and I have mapped it. And now it has become write a blog on. So now we are going to map the title to right over here. For that, I'm going to search for title. And as you can see the titles, we are going to map it. And now we are going to map the target audience too because we have these details in our spreadsheet. So I'm going to search for target audience right over here. And as you can see the target audience, beauty enthusiasts and influencers. So we are going to map this. And the rest of the prompt is write in paragraphs. Keep the formatting as plain text without bolding or highlighting any text or headers. Strictly avoid these special characters for bold text in the content. And now we're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the maximum maximum tokens. So I want it to be 800 right over here. So I'm going to enter it and move on forward. And now you can see that it is asking me for some more details. So as you can see, all of these details are not the required details. So we can leave it as blank and directly move and click on our save and send test request button. But if you wish, you can definitely fill these details too if you want to do so. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request button, we are going to receive a positive response. As you can see that we have received a positive response, and over here we are going to look for the content generated, and yes, you can see the message content. So this is the content generated right over here with the help of our prompt. You can see the full content. There is no special tags. So yes, with this we have successfully generated the content, and now what I want is that I want to add this same generated content right over here in my spreadsheet under this generated content section. For that, I'm going to add another action step right over here, and now for my action application, I'm going to select it as Google Sheets again. So I'm going to search for Google Sheets, and then we are going to select it, and as soon as we are going to do so, it is asking me for the action event. So I'm going to select the action event as update cell value, because I want to update this cell value, which is G2. So I'm going to click on connect right over here, and as soon as we're going to click on connect, you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection again. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection and then sign in with Google. And as soon as we are going to click on sign in with Google, it is going to ask me for my Gmail account. And after selecting my Gmail account, it is asking me for some permissions. So I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow, Pabbly is safe. And as soon as we are going to click on allow right over here, you can see authorization successful. So this means that we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the spreadsheet. So over here you can see that this is my spreadsheet, which is content creation request. So I'm going to select the same right over here, which is content creation request. And after selecting the spreadsheet, it is asking me to select the sheet. So over here I have only a single sheet in my spreadsheet. That's why I'm going to select the same. And now it is asking me for the range. So it is saying enter the range of the sheet that needs to be updated here. So what I want is that this G2 should be updated. But over here you can see that it is saying enter the column plus row index. So over here, let's suppose that I'm going to enter the column as G, because this is a static information and I want only the generated content should be added in this column, which is G. But now I want that the row index should change with every new content created. So let's suppose that over here we are going to enter another client's name, suppose test user, and now I want to generate the content for that. So for that, we are going to map this row index so that each time a new content generates, the row should shift like this downwards. So for that, I'm going to map the row index right over here, but the column would be static. So here you can see the column is G, so that would be static. So I'm going to enter G right over here, but we are going to map the row index. So you must be wondering from where we are going to map the row index. So we're going to map this row index from our trigger application response. Over here you can see row index. So we are going to map this so that this row index changes with every new content generated. Let's suppose that the row index now is G2, but for another it could be G3, G4, G5 or something like that. So this will change every time a new content gets generated. And now it is asking me for the value. So we're going to map the content generated right over here from Perplexity AI response. So I'm going to look for it, and as you can see message content, so we are going to map this. And as you can see that this is the content, so we are going to map it. And now we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully added this same content in our spreadsheet. So I'm going to open my spreadsheet and check for the same. So I'm going to open my spreadsheet right over here, and yes, you can see generated content. So I'm going to open it. Yes, you can see the full blog which is entered right over here, and this was the same content we generated with the help of Perplexity AI. And now with this, our workflow is successful, but I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we are going to do is we are going to add another content request right over here. Suppose I'm going to enter the client name as test user right over here. For the client email, I'm going to keep it as test@pabblytunes.com. For the company name, I'm going to keep it as Prime Properties. For the target audience, I'm going to keep it as this, buyers interested in sustainable homes. And now for the content type, we are going to keep it as article right over here. And after entering the content type, it is asking me for the title. So I'm going to keep the title as this, which is sustainable living, how to choose an eco-friendly home in today's real estate market. So yes, with this, we have successfully did this test submission. And now what has happened is that Google Sheets has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, trigger the workflow, and further send the details to Perplexity AI. Perplexity AI generated the content with the help of same details, and now the details will be added right over here under the generated content in our Google Sheet. So as you can see, yes, the details have been added right over here just now within few seconds without any manual efforts. And yes, you can see the full article content generated right over here. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and our workflow is running perfectly fine in real time too. So now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected Google Sheets. For the trigger event, we selected new or updated spreadsheet rows. For the action application, we selected Perplexity AI and then Google Sheets again, because I wanted that as soon as I add the details over here in my spreadsheet like client name, email, company name, target audience, content type and the title, automatically with the help of the same details, Perplexity AI should generate a blog or article for my client so that my team can further review it and finalize the content. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the two contents generated and added in the spreadsheet right over here. So this automation allows me to organize the client content effectively, delivering fast and track all the generated posts in one place, saving time on manual process. So yes, this was it for the video, and now you don't have to generate your content again and again. You can directly do this automation and this workflow will work for you. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.